This is one of those few videos that I got to do where I did the time lapse before I did the lesson. So hopefully you already watched the time lapse of me drawing my Nope Hope trompe l'oeil letters. So we started out with the 3D word. That was the first video. Second video that you should have just watched is the one where I did a time lapse. I didn't really just draw that really fast. It was an actual time lapse. And then, so now I just want to talk about what I did. And this is still kind of emerging. It's not quite all the way there. But your goal is to try to make your drawing look as three-dimensional and real, like it's popping out of the page as possible. So, one thing that I can look at here and notice is that in my real letters, first of all, when I drew this, I did not draw all the little tabs. If you want to do that, you are more than welcome to, but it is not necessary. The tabs were just to help the letters stick down easier. If you were just to glue them down and use gravity and glue to hold it, it wouldn't work very well. Trust me, I tried it. I did a demonstration for you prior to this one where I did not make tabs and it just didn't work. And I figured if I couldn't do it, you guys certainly would have a lot of struggles with it. So anyway, back to this. No, in the time lapse, I started drawing out. I started out with the shape of the letter. So what I did is I kind of followed the line with my eye drawing. You want to try to get it the same size and just draw the very top of the letter. So look at where it is and then look at it where it is in respective to the other shapes. Then what you're going to do is you're going to add shading. And here, the hint on this is to really emphasize those shadows, which I have not quite done enough. So I actually need to go back in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to now go in and darken my shadows so they're a lot more dramatic. So and that's going to make this look a lot more realistic and three-dimensional. Also, it's going to distinguish the letter shape from the background. So you want to draw the shadows around. This is supposed to cast a shadow. That's kind of what gives it that trompe l'oeil effect. And then I'm going to kind of blend that out. Now I'm not taking my whole hand and smearing it. I'm doing some very controlled blending. And I can see there's a really dramatic shadow around this H here. And I'm just going to darken that as well. And so you can see as I darken this, it actually makes it look a little bit more dramatic and three-dimensional. The other thing you want to focus on is really cleaning up those letters. Make that a little bit darker in there. So the more you emphasize and dramatize those shadows, the more realistic this is going to look. I think I said that, but I can reiterate it again because it is important. So go in and start, like, if your shadows aren't very dark, now you can make them dark as you go, or you can do what I did and just kind of get the layout and then go back in and start cleaning it up and adding more shadow and shape to it. So you can see here, there's this shadow here. I can kind of work on building that out. What's confusing me when I'm doing this is I'm looking at both my camera to see how you're seeing it on your film and then looking at my paper. So I'm at a slightly different angle of my point of view where my eyes are versus where the camera is. So I'm kind of adjusting that as I go. So I apologize if any of that is confusing to you. So like I said, it looks a lot different on the camera than it does on when I'm looking at it, just because of where the camera lays. One of those weird perspective problems. So anyway, you're gonna go in and just dramatize your shadows and keep building this up. And when I get this done, I will also put a copy of the finished product on the lesson plan. So anyway, this is the next part of this, and work hard on it, do a good job, have fun. I totally didn't even start this top part of the shadow yet. Just noticed I left that off. But again, you're really focusing on these shadows. That's what's gonna give it that 3D effect. Look at the shape of them, look at where they go. You want to make it look like these letters are popping off the page. Another trick you can do is when you're done, and I would wait till I was done, but I'm going to go ahead and show you because I'm going to keep working on this off camera. I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch me do this whole thing. If you do, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do that. Another thing you can do though is go in and erase, like once you've got that in there, go in and erase kind of the highlights. I don't know if you can see that, maybe a little on the sides of your letters. So anyway, just keep working on your shadows. Keep trying to make this look as 3D as possible. So this will look like this, and then when this is gone, you'll have this really cool 3D looking letter. So anyway, good luck with this. This is a difficult project because it takes a lot of focus and thinking and really looking at your shapes and your shadows, and it's not something we typically draw, is looking at what's not actually there. So anyway, that's what we're doing, and feel free to ask questions as they come up, and good luck.